Okay, welcome to Science. It's Unit 2, Lesson 5, How You Affect Earth Systems. And we're just going to give you a chance to upgrade your ISN. Now it's a digital ISN, and hopefully you've all had a chance to work on that. It should be done by today. Anyway, now you can look back over it. Describe what you did this morning when you woke up and got ready for school. Imagine you actually went to school, might help. All right, here's one answer. Washed my face, then brushed my teeth, went and changed my clothes, and went to the station and met my friends. And there you go. And then went to school. Just have to say it like it is, and that's about all you have to do. I look at the textbook and just see if there's anything that goes off in there. And there's a few things. It's getting dressed, putting on your polyester t-shirt. You might break something down and throw it in the garbage and stuff like that. Might make some toast, and which is made out of the biosphere. So it adds a few extra. And I'm just going to throw a few extra things from the textbook into each answer. So moving on then. Which Earth systems did you interact with? Well, this person, I interacted with the biosphere, used the hydrosphere to wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I ate fruits, which is part of the biosphere. There it is. If you interact with your parents, good morning, Mom, good morning, Dad, you're interacting with the biosphere. You might be interacting with me too during these videos. There it goes, interacting with the biosphere. Now, if you went out and used public transportation, as I said, I'm going to use different things there. If you did come to school or whatever, using the train, it produces electricity, which the train uses electricity. Electricity is produced by nuclear waste, which produces mostly hydrosphere pollution. They have to put radioactive water through there to cool it down. And at least it doesn't produce air pollution. But there's a lot of coal power too, which produces air pollution and affects the atmosphere. And the coal must be mined from the geosphere. As I said, I'm going to take things out of this and get it. If you were playing on the playground, for example, somewhere, a lot of that is made of plastic, which is from oil, which is from the geosphere, or some of it's made of steel, which is also from the geosphere. They mine it and it affects the geosphere. So there you had, you interact with all four of the systems. Okay, moving on. Affecting Earth systems at school. Well, we did talk a lot about, if we have a playground, our artificial turf is actually made out of oil products. That's affecting the geosphere. Those rubber pellets in there, that's all comes, actually the rubber pellets comes from rubber, which is a tree. That comes from the biosphere. And then you breathe my air, and breathing my...
Mr. Stang, it's our air, not just your air.
Our air, and that's affecting the atmosphere. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. It changes the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And for those people who like to see our plants, they can't. They're behind those blinds right now. But they are also interacting. They are breathing in carbon dioxide and producing oxygen for us. So that's all good today. That's all happening at school as we speak. The hydrosphere. Anybody?
Oh yeah, Mr. Stang, can I get a drink of water? Water, hydrosphere.
Yes, little Johnny. That's right. We got to drink the hydrosphere. We also sweat out the hydrosphere. And so we're also using all of those at school. Let's go to the next part then, part 3. Affecting Earth systems. Lift 5 objects that you use at home that are manufactured in factories. Hair dryer, computer, air conditioner, earphones, TV. I looked at a lot of other different things there. It could be your clothes. This stuff is actually made in factories. It could be whiteboard markers, pencils, pens. All of those things are made in factories. The table that you guys are using is sometimes made in a factory, and a lot of things like that. The windows that you look through are made in the factories, and that's about it. Okay, and moving on to the next part there. What are some ways manufacturing objects in the factories impact Earth systems? Well, when we break this down, eating breakfast affects the, Well, most of the food you make is actually originating from the biosphere. If you're eating cereals, that's made from grains, that's plants. If you're eating vegetables, that's also plants. If you're eating meat, That's animals. That's all affecting the
The biosphere, Mr. Stang, the biosphere. That's what you're trying to get out.
the biosphere. A hydrosphere, we're drinking the hydrosphere all the time. Anything else? Yes, little Jenny.
Yeah, we have to wash all the time, like take showers.
That's right, we're showering, and in my case, swimming in the hydrosphere. What about the geosphere? Are we affecting the geosphere?
Yeah, man, sometimes I pick a guy up and I body slam him on the geosphere. But other times I just walk on the geosphere.
That's right, little Johnny. We're walking on the geosphere. A lot of our products, our steel, our plastics, they all come from the geosphere. We have to mine them, and that affects the geosphere. And we also build buildings on top of the geosphere, and that changes the geosphere as it is, and so it has an effect on the geosphere. We sometimes plant plants in the geosphere, which makes roots, which holds the geosphere from washing into the ocean. That also affects the geosphere. Many ideas. That's why you can go back and forth with this video and fill out some of these questions. So we did talk about affecting each one of the systems. Eating breakfast affects what sphere? You can have that. Earth systems that driving to school affect. So if we're driving to school, we're going to be driving on.
Driving on the pavement, Mr. Stang.
That's right, little Jenny. We're going to drive on the geosphere. And the geosphere has been affected because they actually had to put on oil and stuff and make that pavement, and they had to dig up rocks and they had to mine things so that you could drive on the geosphere. That all goes in there. Anything else?
It's the atmosphere, Mr. Stang. I don't got the corona. It's just from all the smog from the buses and whatnot.
That's right, little Johnny. Driving to school will affect the atmosphere, as a lot of the products like the buses and things, they use gas, which produces pollution, and that changes our atmosphere. So you got atmosphere and geosphere. Biosphere.
Well, for us, we're biosphere, and then we can get around all around the cities and everything to school and everything, when there is school, that is.
That's right, little Jenny. It does affect the biosphere because we can get from one place to another faster. And that's us getting there. Also, when you change the air quality, the biosphere is getting a different kind of air to breathe, probably more carbon dioxide. And so that would also affect the atmosphere. In terms of the hydrosphere, if you're driving to school, I don't know, drive through a water puddle, you could affect the hydrosphere, splash it on some little kid sitting beside the road. Okay, maybe so. All right, let's check another one then. Which Earth system does electronics affect? Well, yes, it probably affects the geosphere, because a lot of electronic products use special metals that are mined. And there's tons of them in China, tons in North Korea, and a lot in Canada, which they won't let you have right now. They're just sitting in the soil. But they mine that. And then most of the products that we have, they are in a plastic shell, and that plastic comes from oil, which comes from the geosphere. So we are getting lots of geosphere in there. And then there's the metals in the wiring and all that. Then using electronics, well, it also, we have to mine those things, and we have to use machines. So using machines, they're burning fuel, probably fossil fuels, which affects the
atmosphere.
That's right, Jenny, it affects the atmosphere. So there we have it. And then the workmen, they get thirsty, so they're going to drink water, which would affect the hydrosphere. And all of this is going to affect the biosphere, because when we mine things and take their, we're going to affect them by digging them up and taking their habitats away. We could also have a positive effect on them by planting them back again, and that would be a good idea, to put them back in there. Okay, so hopefully it gave you some ideas about how to fill that out. This should be upgraded. I will be checking these probably on Wednesday and giving you your action points. But now you've heard many answers, and you should be able to answer all of them with great detail and be ready for the test, which is coming probably... will be about Monday or Tuesday, because Friday is going to be a holiday, a national holiday.